Here comes a pizza, see it?
I love the Derby. And I've got the SB Nation DraftKings page up right now with some odds. So I'll run through this real quick, and we can make some predictions. So here's the matches. They do it bracket style. The rounds are now timed. So round one, you've got Kyle Schwarber, a guy, and maybe the Sox should have kept, but didn't. He's the 1 seed facing the legend Albert Pujols. Don't sleep on Pujols. He doesn't care if he tears his shoulders apart doing this. He's trying to go all in here. You've got the 4 seed Juan Soto versus Jose Ramirez, the 5 seed, 3 seed Corey Seager versus Julio Rodriguez, the rookie phenom, and then 2 seed and 2-time defending champion Pete Alonso versus Ronald Acuna Jr. A couple of quick odds. DraftKings odds on winning it. Pete Alonso is plus 200. Schwarber is plus 330. Acuna is plus 600. Soto is plus 600. Seager is plus 900. I think the best value here is Julio at plus 1,000. Ramirez at plus 1,600 and Pujols at plus 2,200. If it wasn't timed, I'd give Albert a shot, but that timing really can wear an old man down. You got to get those pitches in quick. So odds on hitting the longest home run, Acuna has the best odds there at plus 200. I think that's probably a fair assessment, although Pete has gotten a hold of some balls in the home run derby. So those are quick odds. So why don't we just go through them and make our picks? So round one, Schwarber Pujols. I love Albert, but I'm not picking the upset here.
I want Albert Pujols to win this thing. I want Albert Pujols to go out and have that moment here in the All-Star break. You know, his curtain call. I want him to go out and hit more home runs than anybody, because there's never been a more likable player in the game of baseball than Albert Pujols. But unless Kyle Schwarber just looks over and says and pulls the old, 1999 is 2000. Jeff Jarrett defending the world heavyweight title against Hulk Hogan, the finger poke of doom, and lays down for him. There's no way that Father Time allows Albert Pujols to stay in here. Schwarber, who is a home run machine, I'm with you all the way to the semifinals.
I still have dreams of Kyle being a Yankee at some point, but that swing was built for the Yankee Stadium. But plus, he's a Hoosier. Go IU. All right, so then we got Pete Alonso versus Ronald Acuna on the other side of the bracket. I'm going upset here. I think Acuna, that dude loves the big stage. Pete's a 2-time defending champion, but I think Acuna is going to come out here and upset Pete.
Yeah, LA's it's a Hollywood town, right? This is a Hollywood show, and is there a more Hollywood player in Major League Baseball than Ronald Acuna? I don't think so. I'm with you. I'm going with the upset. I'm an Acuna guy. Alonso, it seems like he like nobody puts in more preparation for the home run derby than Pete Alonso. But as likable to me, as likable as Albert Pujols is, Pete Alonso is, I don't want to say he's unlikable, but he is the most boring Major League Baseball superstar I've ever seen. So my gut tells me that Acuna is the guy here, and I think I heard you say that he's plus 600 in the odds. So I think I may have to put a little scratch down on that. See if my friends out in the desert.
Indiana first, because thanks, Governor Bashir. I
guess but, for you, I'm with you. So far, we're together on this. We're together, and it's Acuna, my man. And I hope he wears I don't know what, I guess they wear the All-Star jerseys, but if they wear their team jersey, I hope he wears the red, white, and blue Hank Aaron throwback when he puts on this show. I feel like he could come out of here and in one round do what Todd Frazier did. You remember Todd Frazier had the massive round up at Yankee Stadium, right?
No, Cincinnati. That's home ballpark.
Oh, he did it at home. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yankee Stadium was Josh Hamilton.
Yeah, Josh Hamilton's big night. But I feel like Acuna could have one of those moments. Now, I don't think he can win the whole thing that way, but I think he could certainly have that moment. So I'm with you on Acuna.
Well, bear in mind that Dodger Stadium is not a short ballpark either. So guys that hit the ball longer are going to be favored here. And so I think guys like Seager and Ramirez especially are two guys that don't really put a lot of distance in their home runs.
Yeah.
So speaking of those two, we go next to Ramirez he's the 5 seed versus Juan Soto. I don't think this is much of a contest here. I think Juan is going to walk out of this one pretty easily.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, he's clearly one of those guys that just. And to be honest, I actually still have a bet from last year that I need to collect on. My buddy John Burns bet me a milkshake in the home run derby last year that Juan Soto could not beat Shohei Ohtani, and I called that way early. I think Juan Soto, wins again.
Yeah, I think So then probably the oddest home run derby participant is Corey Seager. Not enough pop on the guy. I don't think it's atrocious he's in it, but I appreciate him wanting to participate. But playing against Julio Rodriguez, and I have not watched the Mariners a lot this year, but Julio, what I've seen, has been very impressive, and I'm rooting for the guy, and so I'm going to pick the guy just because I'm rooting for him. So I think Julio takes this one.
I'm with you too. I think the long home runs, the distance that I feel like if you were at Yankee Stadium or Fenway Park, Corey Seager and Jose Ramirez both have a whole lot better shot here. But I think in a bigger park, Julio Rodriguez, he's a star, man. He is a super duper star. And I think this is a time for him to come out and show himself. My only fear is I hope that he doesn't hurt himself for the back half of the season. And here's my prediction about him. If you buy some of he has a rookie card in 2022 Topps Series 2 baseball cards that is a short print. His actual rookie card is not going to come out until the update set, but he's got a short print rookie card, very much like his opponent in this semifinal, Ronald Acuna, had in 2018. Right now, you can buy that thing on eBay probably raw for around $250. If you were to buy that for $250, and long term, it's a super investment. But I feel like if you buy that thing for $250, he comes out and puts on a show in this home run derby, you could literally flip it tomorrow night for upwards of $600. I think you can make $300, $400 just like that with him. So J-Rod,
nice. I like it. So. Before we move on, I think I texted this to you earlier. If not, I apologize. But can we get a spot in the Derby for D-backs prospect Leandro Cedeno, who hit a home run 527 feet yesterday? Anyway, I watched a video. That guy, you're watching the ball and you're like, 527. Is that just a projection? No, it lands outside the stadium on a street and bounces. It's like, how did it land there? Anyway. Yeah.
That video is going to circulate like those videos of a 17-year-old Bryce Harper taking batting practice at Tropicana Stadium.
Yeah, for sure. Semifinals. We got on the left side of the bracket, we got Kyle Schwarber versus Juan Soto. This one excites me. I do think, if I recall last year correctly, Soto really got worn down in round 2.
Yeah.
And I think Schwarber has more of that raw power, probably a little more sustained strength out of that. So just based on my lack of actual knowledge and more of a guess, I'm taking Schwarber to the finals in this one.
I like Schwarber there too, and I'll tell you the reason why. Because his body is deceptive. Mm-hmm. He does not look like a guy that could go and mash and mash and mash and mash and mash. He looks like the kind of guy who will be worn out after 10 swings. He's deceptive in his conditioning, and I think he's going to be able to handle this. And I think with Juan Soto, it's not as much he gets worn down as he gets bored with this. I think he's like, I'm going to do this because it's fun for the fans, and I like to smile and have fun. But, okay, I've had enough. Let's call this a day. So I'm with you. I got Schwarber in the finals as well.
All right, so then we got in the other side of the bracket, we got Ronald Acuna versus Julio Rodriguez. I think I'm going Acuna. I think this is his show. I think don't underestimate the fact that this guy he loves the attention. He loves the fame. And his team won a World Series last year while he was sidelined with an ACL injury. I think certainly he doesn't hold that against him. It's not anybody's fault. But I think he's out for every moment he can take advantage of this year. I think he wants to win another World Series title, and I think he wants to win the home run derby. And so I think he's going to be the guy to advance on this side of the bracket.
I'm gonna go with you here, but I will say that this one will go back to a wrestling analogy. When you see a great wrestling match nowadays, maybe you see a feud that's built up to a WrestleMania main event. Guys are going back and forth, and the fans all start chanting "Fight forever, fight forever." That's what I want this to be. I want this one to go the full time limit. Then I want it to go overtime. Then I want it to go to swing off. I want it to never end. But I do think Acuna is going to win, and I'm going to add a caveat to him having a little bit of a chip on his shoulder and loving the limelight. He's in LA. His team won a World Series without him, but also who's his biggest rivalry in the National League? It's the LA Dodgers. Mm-hmm. And I think he wants to put on a show, and I think he wants to take every little bit of attention that could possibly be on the Dodgers and a guy named Freddie Freeman. I think he wants to take all of that and put it squarely on himself, and he's going to ride that into the championship against old Kyle Schwarber. So, we may not agree on many things, but we've been fairly consistent in this game.
Yeah. Speaking of Freddie Freeman, quick side note. Look,
humble brag.
No, I mean, not so much that. Yeah, I did call that, but I don't think I was the only one. I really wanted that story to be true. But when it was reported by Doug Gottlieb and nobody else, I got very suspicious. Now, I will say what is weird is nobody has really come out and refuted it.
Yeah.
Freddie Freeman has not, for all I know. Jeff Passan has not. Cam Rosenthal has not. So I think that, and I know we've covered this before, but the truth is probably somewhere there in the middle. But yes, as I tweeted that day, one of two things is about to happen. Either the Casey Close is about to get sued by the Braves and Freddie Freeman, or he's about to sue Doug Gottlieb, and the latter was true. Casey Close filed a suit against Doug Gottlieb this week. Well, from what I can tell, the libel laws in America are pretty loose, so I don't see that going well for Casey Close.
Mm-hmm.
But interesting to see nonetheless. So we're in the championship. Yeah. You and I have been aligned completely the entire time. We've got Kyle Schwarber versus Ronald Acuna. I think it'll be a heck of a battle. I'm going to say, just because my son loves Acuna, and to shout out to my son, he had some very minor surgery last week and is doing great, handled like a champion. It'd make him very happy to see Acuna win the home run derby. I do think, for the reasons that we have stated on here, he has a good chance to do so. So I will pick him, and I want to go ahead and apologize to him, because now that I've picked him, I fully expect him to go out in the first round. But I am naming my 2022 T-Mobile Home Run Derby champion as Ronald Acuna from the Braves.
Well, I wanted to go against you in so many different ways, and I just couldn't justify it. I'm not going to do it here either. I echo your words. Acuna to the moon.
Yeah.
And
so much for drama.
Yeah. I almost picked Rodriguez in the last matchup. It's not who I was going to pick, but I almost switched my pick just so we could have something. But, at the end of the day, we will finally be dead even at the end of this with our picks. And hopefully we're both happy with Acuna winning.
And let me say, I would love to see Aaron Judge in the Derby again. I think the show he put on in Miami, which is incredible. Mm-hmm. Not just the amount of home, because if you recall, who was that guy was it Justin Bohr? Was that his name? What was his name? If you recall, that was his opponent in the first round, and he hit I want to say like 19 or 20 home runs, and I was like, uh-oh. And then Judge just went on a roll. But also that was also the famous year where, of course, it was in Miami. Stanton was still a Marlin, and Gary Sanchez knocked him out in the first round. But
and after we made those picks and went through that, obviously, you know what's going to happen, right? Corey Seager's going to win this thing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there's no doubt. Corey Seager is, let me pull this back up here. He is currently plus 900.
Yeah, put all your money on.
Put it all on Pujols for all I care. But, you know, obviously Judge that year, he got hurt his shoulder in the Derby and had a terrible second half. So I get why guys like that don't do it. I almost wish they would have this Derby in like November. So just to let guys do it, know they can rush afterwards. But
I think it's the best. I think it's the best all-star event. Now, I will say this: I don't know how much NHL you watch. The NHL skills competition is pretty incredible because the guys are drinking while they're doing it. So that makes it even more impressive. But and honestly, the NFL skills challenge is a lot of fun, considering the Pro Bowl is a joke. But the Home Run Derby, by far the best event around an all-star game. There's no reason to try and make it better. But you know what I think would make it fun? I watched Home Run Derby X. I don't know if you've watched any of that.
No.
It's weird. It's different. It's definitely not for people like you and I. It's to expand the global reach of the game. So I think they're doing it right. But give these guys aluminum bats instead of, give them when they get that, they have 30 seconds in their round. Give them an aluminum bat and let them hit with aluminum or a composite bat.
Oh gosh.
Because, as a youth baseball coach, I watch these bats where the ball hops off of them. I would love to see what these guys could do with some of the bats like the kids that I'll coach use. Just
make sure that net behind the pitch in front of the pitcher is secure before you do that. But yes.
Yeah.
How about that?